you have won the right to redesign few things in higher education, what would they be? What is the role of an education institute in a student's life? How hard or how easy is it to run a private education institution in India? I want this unfiltered. We had huge heritage of Indian education, correct? Where we were the MITs of the world, right? So how can India, probably 5 years down the line, stand very differently, though adopting to all global standards, but India is something different? What is it that we have and we should nurture?
If India has to become the real India of tomorrow, if India has to become that Viksit Bharat, which we are all aiming at, it is entrepreneurial skills and entrepreneurship that is going to make us reach there. An education institution is as important as the real parents of life. It's when your people come to you and say that, hey, look, I have built so many students who are building the nation. There are so many students who are building the organizations, and there are so many students who are adding value to our country, to the nation, to the world. I mean, it gives you a different level of satisfaction. You have to come out of this learning for 2 years, 3 years or 5 years and have to create a concept of lifelong learning. We always wanted to create an institution that just does not give degrees, but create destinies. Be ready for an amazing future. Be ready for an innovative future. Be ready for a space that is going to allow you to think the way you want to think. For all the higher education institutions, just wait and watch. Things are going to only improve in this country.
Hello, sir, and welcome to the latest episode of Beyond the Degree. So, Beyond the Degree is an initiative where we call visionaries like you who have transformed higher education since a long time. Today, we are going to be thrilled to learn about your journey, why education, what's the future of education. So, thanks a lot for accepting our request and giving us this wonderful space.
I mean, Studium has been doing an amazing work, and you have been leading it from the front. I have always been admiring the type of work that you have been doing, and I'm happy that you have started another new initiative that will help the higher education institutions and the leaders to take ideas from here and explore and create new horizons for them. Thank you, Shubham, once again.
Yes, thank you, sir. So let's get started. This is going to be very candid, and I really want that inner sense of you, of that, keeps you motivated. So so when I was reading about your profile, I got to know that you started ISBR when you were 24. First of all, is that correct or is it some mistake reading?
No, you're right. I was 24 years when I started our first higher education institution in Bangalore. And that's the right age.
I mean, at the age of 24, typically a student is not even clear on what to do in his life. He experiments 10 things, fails, and you started. So I want to understand, what was that motivation? Why higher education? And why all of this thing?
Good one. I mean, see, I hail from a family of entrepreneurs.
Okay.
My grandfather is a first generation textile man.
Okay.
My father is a first generation builder, builder in Hubli. And I'm a first generation edupreneur. There's a passion towards creating such new things. And if you really ask me, we always wanted to create an institution that just does not give degrees, but create destinies. We wanted not to become just one business school like any other business school, but we wanted to become a bridge school. Okay, a bridge between a real human and an industry, or you can say a bridge between knowledge and wisdom. And that's how ISBR started. And then we had the right people joining us from day one. And as and how the right team started forming, I mean, we've reached where we are now.
Wow. So it has been exactly 25 years?
Yeah, almost, yes.
Amazing. So, I mean, just cut to 25 years earlier and today. What are the few moments that you cherish? I would love to understand.
So if you really look at it, ISBR has been built out of very interesting circumstances. Okay. And there have been so many tough and challenging moments, and moments which have tested us, and all put together is what has built the real ISBR. Okay. If I have to speak about a few instances, I would like to remember one of the instances where we didn't have a land of our own, and we wanted to buy a land for creating these institutions where you are present today. And it was at that time we were short of money, and all your staff or your people come to you and they say that, sir, हमें 2 महीने का salary मत दीजिए. And let me tell you, it was 2 months that the staff, including the dean of the campus, didn't take their salary. And we could buy our first land to build ISBR. It was and it was after these 2 months, we not only paid them, but we also saw that we gave them some perks for supporting this institution. And that is how, this institution was built. So I think in this journey of 25 years, it was all about people coming out of their comfortable zone or comfort zone and giving more to themselves and to this institution to build this institute. So not only in this institution, anywhere in life, if the moment an individual comes out of his comfort zone and start working towards the goal with passion, I think he can build an institution like ISBR.
Amazing. Because what I see consistently at ISBR is that the energy and passion that you have is the same that every faculty also has. And when I was starting Studium, it was my mentors were telling me that it is very difficult to pass on passion. You can pass on everything else.
Yes.
How are you manage this, to keep up the culture?
I think passing on passion is the right thing, as you said. And how this can happen, I'll tell you. The moment a student comes and tells you that, sir, I am what I am is because of this institution, is because of you. Or say an industry comes and tells you that, hey, your students are ready from day one. And that what brings us back to your institution again and again. I mean, that gives us the real satisfaction that we've built the right institution. And when you express these stories to your team who joins, I mean, they get inspired and they want to build such more stories to pass on to the generations to come. And when you leave this, when you recruit someone and you'll give them the freedom to do what they want to do, they innovate, they explore. They sometimes do fail or falter, but you allow them to do that, they innovate better and come up in a better way. So this is what we have followed at ISBR. Our assets are big people.
Wow.
And we have had the so-called trust on our people. And they have never let us down. And that's how it's been built with passion.
Amazing. Because this is very rare. Because we have seen a lot of institutions where the true sense of education, the passion is, very rare, very difficult. But I love to see all the passion here. And also I always believe that because you're leading everything from the front, that is why probably that force is maintained. Is my observation correct?
Your observation right. Observation is very right. In fact, if you ask me, I think people follow your footsteps. Mm-hmm. And people take you as an ideal. And they respect you when you practice what you preach.
Yeah.
And the moment they see that, yes, this man has the same passion and the same value system as he preaches, I think they all do that. And they move along the same line. So, yes.
Amazing. Amazing. Actually, you answered this, but I still want to recircle on this point that after all of this, running an institution is not a joke. When you go home and what do you look for? I mean, what satisfies you that I'm building something? It should be something much beyond.
Yeah, you're right. And see, this institution was built on many fundamental concrete areas, and one of such concrete areas is care. Mm-hmm. So when you care for your people, when you care for your students, and this care takes you to levels where you can do anything to stand for them, I think that's the satisfaction what drives you. It's when your people come to you and say that, hey, look, I have built so many students who are building the nation. There's so many students who are building the organizations, and there are so many students who are adding value to our country, to the nation, to the world. I mean, it gives you a different level of satisfaction. So when you go back home and look at these success stories one after the other, you want to create more of such stories, and that's what drives us.
Amazing. Because this is exactly what we also noticed, that when we were doing the alumni analysis, so many people working in top 5 consulting firms, at big firms, this must be a great satisfaction, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, we stick on to our tagline, real world, real learning.
Yeah.
हम कुछ भी सिखाते हैं वो ये देखते हैं करके ये relevant है कि नहीं है. Is this relevant or not relevant? And the moment we find that yes, what we are doing is relevant, I mean, we are happy to go.
Now we all have understood the founder entrepreneur in you, how you started. Now I want to explore the higher education person in you. right? So, sir, there are so many management institutions. So, India is growing at a rapid pace, correct? Right? And you are running this for last 25 years.
Yes.
So, if we just cut the time for 1 minute and you have won the right to redesign few things in higher education, what would they be?
Okay, interesting question. And redefining higher education and thinking about it is so big. But then I would tell you where I would like to take it or what I would like to do. So let's look at what is happening today. The whole world is getting crazy on AI and talking about artificial intelligence. I think it's time to take a pause and look at what does education wants from it. So I would like to take a pause and see it's not only artificial intelligence that we add to the system, but how we can add authentic intelligence to the system. How can a human drive artificial intelligence to be real authentic and to see that it adds value to the system and to the people at large? And driving higher education towards making people who understand authentic intelligence with artificial intelligence is what is going to be challenging. And I wish that higher education takes that stand towards human values and I add artificial intelligence to support the humans and take it forward. The other thing that I would like to change or add value is, see, degrees are either 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. But we have to come out of this learning for 2 years, 3 years or 5 years and have to create a concept of lifelong learning. How can a student or how can a candidate evolve from a time zone of learning to and continuous learning or a lifelong learning system? If education institutions are able to do that and are able to add value to its students, not only when they go out of these institutions, but also when they start scaling up the ladder of success. I think that's what higher education institution needs to do. At ISBR, we have created a student success center and an alumni success center to basically see that we address these two issues.
Right.
And they have been working quite well. Alumni are coming back to the institution not only to learn some case studies or to get hands-on experience on the new interesting facts that were happening in the industry, or learning different aspects of what's happening in their industry and so on.
Amazing. So suddenly I have a very basic question. What is the role of an education institute in the student's life?
Okay. So long back, look at Ram, or let's look at Arjuna. They became who they are because of getting the real guru, the real mentor in their life. So there was a whole institutional system that was built up to make them what they are.
Right.
And how why we remember them today. So an education institution builds those values, those ethics, those systems, that accountability in a student's life. The joy of learning that is given to a student, it comes from an education institution. They become the pillars of success in one's life. So an education institution is as important as the real parents of life. So beyond your parents, if someone stands up for you, with you, and throughout your life, it's your education institution.
Right. Because as you rightly mentioned about the olden Indian heritage of education, at one end, India is trying to lead globally.
Correct.
With the global education, right? But I always think that before the MITs and Harvards of the world, we had huge heritage of Indian education.
Correct.
Where we were the MITs of the world, right? So how can India, probably 5 years down the line, stand very differently, though adopting to all global standards, but India is something different? What is it that we have and we should nurture?
See, the Indian values, Indian traditions, the Indian ecosystem stand out in the world. If you really look at our Vedas, our past history, I mean, we are better than many other countries of this world, and it's time that our students, our next generation, get deep into it and comes out with the knowledge of this. And again, as I told you, you look at Lord Rama or Arjuna, these stories are so important and they have become what they are is because of the guru and the systems that were there. So ISBR has realized this long ago. And what we have done in our institution, we took about 2 to 3 years to create what is known as a 6 level of mentorship.
Okay.
And in these mentorship program, we see that we add all these values and system of our culture into these students of the future, and then build them to be smarter Indians when they go to this world. We do immerse them with global knowledge, but we see that they're finally grounded with the Indian culture, Indian traditions, and give back to this world. And the Prime Minister, Modi ji, focuses on all such aspects to be incorporated into the students of future, and he has been betting on institutions like us do it, and I'm happy that our institution is doing this.
Amazing. So what is the difference between a teacher and a guru?
Yeah, very nice. If you really look at it, what India needs today, or what Bharat needs today, is the real gurus of future. And see, a faculty or a teacher just goes to the class and teaches a student. He forces a student to complete his assignments or stands on his head to do things. But a guru does not do that. A guru stands with the student, at the side of the student, and gives him a playground to play the way he wants to do. And the student then explores, innovates, and then comes up with ideas which are his style of doing things in life. You said you started Studium and you are passionate about it. It's because you got the freedom to do things the way you want to do, not the way someone else wants to do. So a faculty of today, the guru of today, should be one such who allows the students to explore his world based on his thoughts, his ideas, and then scales up. So I think we are looking at such gurus, and education institutions like us should see that we develop faculty to be such gurus of future.
Exactly, because of faculty, in all these accreditations rankings, the faculty has to do so many things.
Yes, I agree.
Right? Sometimes we start missing out on the core purpose of why are we doing all of these things, guys. So, because you have so many faculties, what do you think is that one thing for which faculties become faculties?
It's very interesting. If you look at many institutions nowadays, 60% or 70% of a time of a faculty goes in either paperwork, or preparing for accreditations, or preparing to showcase the number of papers that they have published, not qualitatively but quantitatively. I mean, they should stop. They should stop, and a faculty should spend more of his time or her time in a classroom with the student, individually outside the campus with its students, nurturing them, growing them, writing papers by involving their students, writing papers by working with the problems of the industry, doing research about how we can take humanity to the next best level. So I think this is what has to be done, and the whole aspect of a faculty should be towards chiseling a real qualitative statue out of a student, which is respected, which is worshipped for years to come. And I think that is what has to be done by a faculty. Move out of the administrative mode. Automate as much as possible. I think Studium is doing an amazing work in giving us such a great tool on accreditation, and we have been using that very effectively, and trying to see that a faculty spends as less time as possible towards organizing skills or implementing these things, and we have left it to the better people to do it.
Right.
And faculty spends time with the students, and that's
amazing. So exactly, because at the end of the day, all policies, whatever you do at ISBR is for the students.
100%. Yes.
And in the class, none of us is going to go.
Yes.
Faculty is going to go, right?
Yes.
Faculty is a delivery agent of education. And if he or she is not capable enough, nothing is going to happen. Right?
Yes.
So these days, there is a lot of culture of visiting faculties, right? So just come, teach, go. Right? So when you recruit, not only faculties, but any position at ISBR, let us consider research head or some faculty. Apart from the core technicalities of that role, what are those things that you check so that you know that he or she is a culture fit or not?
Yeah. An institution is only as strong as its people. So you have to be very careful when you recruit your people. If you ask me, majority of my time goes in finding the right asset in an institution. And once they are recruited, we call them #assets of ISBR.
Yeah.
And we're very choosy about the people we select at the institution, and we make it a point that once someone comes in, they onboard with us for a long time, or maybe till the time they retire. And we are happy to tell you that all the directors and deans of the institution who have joined this institution right from the year when we started are the ones who are still serving the institution in one way or the other, or directly or indirectly. Wow. And they have been our asset of this institution. If you ask me, what we look at when we recruit the people is, one is the hunger to give back to the student, to give back to the society. Have they gone in their comfort zone, or they are yet in a zone where they want to explore, where they want to innovate, when they want to explore, and they want to give back to the students? If they are able to do that with the real values that the institution has, I think they are recruited. Rest can be built in.
Okay. So you would say that the values way more than the rest of the other technical skills?
100%. See, you can add the skills to them. A faculty who has some less exposure with industry, you send them to an industry for a 15 days of exposure, he comes back with getting those skills. But how will you get that attitude? Right? How will you get that value system? So that's something what we have to do before we even recruit them in the institution. And I would like to say that almost all our faculty comes with a heart of giving. And a heart of serving the society. I mean, they stand with the student.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people like me who come to you, pitch ideas, let's do this, let's do that, right? And you have limited resources, limited time, most importantly. How do you judge that should you invest time, energy, effort and institutionalize something?
If you really look at it, average, per week, we get about 10 new ideas that come from edupreneurs or entrepreneurs or tech companies, and they come towards the management or the deans of the institutions. So we have our basic set right. And I'll tell you what do we do when such ideas come to us. We have simple questions that we ask, and we get our answers to these questions. So the first thing we ask is, does this idea or does this system add value to a student's life? If the answer is no, I mean, none of our team members spend time with that individual. But if the answer is yes, then we immediately meet that entrepreneur or the entrepreneur and take things forward. The second thing we ask is this idea scalable? Is this idea for a short term or a long term? It of course has to be for a long term to be taken into the system. And the third thing we ask is, with this new idea or with this new project, does the values of the system, does the values of this institution are imbibed or scalable? Will India be proud of the work that we are going to take it in the system? So if these three parameters meet, I mean, that idea, that individual or that company is in the system.
Amazing. Any such idea that was very raw at the start, but now is, defining what you're doing?
I mean, so many of them, if you really ask, long back when we started this idea of 6 level of mentorship was very raw and it was not easy. You have an international mentorship, you have industry mentorship, you have your faculty mentorship, you have the student mentorship, and all these 6 parameters coming together was one such idea, and we saw that this was benefiting the students. When we started the Harvard simulations for our student, we tested this simulation with one batch of 30 students, and we saw that the simulations really made a difference in their life.
Okay. And what is Harvard's?
So I'll tell you what happens. In the real world situation, you learn marketing, you learn HR, you learn operations, you learn product life cycle. Now, how do you experiment it? Whether it's something that you can experiment in your organization. So we have these simulations for the student. These students are created in groups, and the real business scenarios are given to them, and they work on the system using artificial intelligence, using all the tools that they have, and they give solutions to this problem. And then at the same time, they realize how their decision has worked right at that point of time. And we have specialized faculty to do it from the industry who does it for our students. It is the 3rd year that these simulations have been done for our students. So this idea got into the system not that easy. It was only when we answered these questions and that has got into the systems. We have created another idea of the whole institution. ISBR is managed by the students and mentored by the faculty. So right from the admissions, the placements, the academics, the students' activities, the student housing are all managed and curated by the students. Okay. So you start testing their entrepreneurial skills right from day one. We also realize that when a student has to get a good job, he or she needs to get their entrepreneurial skills right in place. So we have started something known as Founder's Office in the institution and started curating students for the Founder's Office. Now you look at the type of ideas that I'm talking about. For this idea to become real, and get inculcated into the learning system that we have, went through all these phases and then they become real.
Amazing. So, I'm very curious that I believe there are so many people doing their own jobs correctly, right? What is now your role in ISBR? Everything is set, people are there. I believe if you are not there for a month, ISBR is not going to stop. No. Now, how does they look like?
ISBR has its all SOPs in place. All the procedures are in place. There are people who are taking care of systems, but there are systems in place to take care of themselves. So my role at this point of time is to build an institution of the future. Okay. How ISBR can grow from where it is to become a university of the future, a university which is meant for humans. Okay, a university where you scale with values, systems, which is real Indian in nature. You have all the global aspects in the university, but yet you are grounded. The students who come out of this institution care for the people and for the world. So I'm spending time in creating getting such people onboarded, creating an idea, a dream where people loves to get involved and scale themselves to be the next leaders of this world. We're creating
amazing. So you're building the future while ISBR people are mentoring the present.
Yes.
Amazing. So sir, it is often said that this is India's decade. There is a wave of entrepreneurship going on, but still at some point, our students hesitate to leave a corporate job and start off something of themselves. So imagine there is one of your alumni sitting out there watching this podcast. He is in a dilemma. I want to start this idea, but I have a fat salary job. Nobody in my family has ever done business. What would you advise him?
Very good question. And you are asking to an entrepreneur, first time entrepreneur, and always I've believed in entrepreneurs. And I've believed in people creating jobs for others. So I would always tell such alumni or such people in this world who are looking at both of us and asking what should I do if I have an entrepreneurial idea and a job in hand. I would say you can get your job anytime in future again, but don't give up that idea of entrepreneurship. Chalo or get deep into that idea of entrepreneurship. We are there to support you. Your institution is going to stand with you. Right. And help you create or curate all the necessary pillars that you can build on entrepreneurship. Everyone in their life should taste the fruit of entrepreneurship and scale it up. वो अलग ही मजा है जब तुम दूसरे को जॉब देते हो, दूसरे के फैमिली को मेंटेन करते हो. It's a different satisfaction. I'm sure you work more than what you work during your job, but then you're creating something on your own. I'm sure the satisfaction you have of creating Studium, or the satisfaction that I have of creating ISBR, or the satisfaction that I see in our students when they create something of their own. You have so many entrepreneurs that have come out of this institution in the field of real estate, in the field of consulting, in the field. So happy to see them. I'm proud to see them what they are. If India has to become the real India of tomorrow, if India has to become that Viksit Bharat, which we are all aiming at, it is entrepreneurial skills and entrepreneurship that is going to make us reach there.
Amazing. And I guess this is, if we see the history, this is the best time to start any business.
We are at an amazing stage. India is respected by the world. India is loved by the world. All those Indians who have gone outright to the other parts of the world as looking at coming back to India. The top developed countries of the world are looking at India today. And we have everything in the present system to see that we evolve to become that heroes that the world looks upon. So yeah, this is the time.
Perfect. And another similar question. There is a UG student who has graduated from ISBR. He wants to do his PG. he has two options: go to an Indian institution, go to an institution in the US or UK. No biases. Let's consider both the institutions are good.
Yes.
This guy can afford whatever the cost is, right? What are the top 5 things he should check before taking this decision?
So, see, if you ask me, first thing, whether should he go to an international university to do his program or to do with an Indian institution, keeping all things status quo and standardized, I would say one, India has got the best of the education system at this point of time. So get deep into the Indian education system, yet have the taste of international education. ISBR Business School has a program of 1 semester abroad and 2 semester abroad.
Oh,
So what happens? The values, the attitude, the base of the education is Indian. But you finally taste the UK and the US education system and come back to India. So during his 6 months that he spends in any of these European or UK universities, gives him the taste of the global world. Now, for a student to select an education institution of this standard, one, he has to see that does the institution have international flavor added to the curricula? That's the first point he should be looking at. Second, he should be looking at, does an education institution give the flavor of entrepreneurship? I told you the future of the world will look at entrepreneurs. You have seen the job market.
yes.
It's sometimes trembling, sometimes taking time to come up, it's sometimes changing with AI and all coming into the space. It's very necessary that the entrepreneurial spirit should be there. So does your education institution that you're looking at has that spirit of entrepreneurship? Third, you should be looking at, does the student have choice to do what he wants to do? Or is the college looking at a batch of 60 as one single batch? If the education institution have specialized program that a student can undertake being an individual, like ISBR has a Bloomberg's lab for people who want to become financial wizards. It also has programs where someone wants to get into founder's office. It has programs, someone who wants to get into supply chain field. We have got a specialized healthcare module for people who want to become healthcare managers. So if they get those individual addiction, I mean, that is what it has to be taken care. Does the next point that we should be looking at is, the faculty here are just teachers or mentors?
Right.
Does an institution have a structured mentorship program? And if there is a structured mentorship program, that institution weighs beyond any other institution. And the fifth point I would like to say is the location.
Right.
See, a location plays a very vital role. ISBR is located in Electronic City, and we do have 200 companies surrounding our institution.
Correct.
It's easy for a student to just walk into any company and talk about what he is learning, what he is doing. So location plays a vital role.
Amazing. So 6 points that he should be considering.
Yes.
Definitely. So now let us address the elephant in the house called as accreditations.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are so many accreditations. We both live day in, day out in accreditation space, right?
Yeah.
So, I would like to start with, for you, what are accreditations and why are they important or not important?
Yeah. See, there was a time where we had no accreditations. We were at liberty to do what we were doing, and were we doing it right? Yes, we were doing it right. Now accreditations have come and they've started evaluating you, checking you. But are we still doing things right? Yes, we are doing things right. And in the whole ecosystem, what we have not forgotten is innovate. The liberty to innovate should always be there. Don't get stuck into the checklists that someone has set for you. Do you have the number of faculty? Yes. Do you have the infrastructure? Yes. Do you publish so many papers? Yes. I mean, they are always going to be there.
Correct.
But I would say above all these points is, do you innovate? Do you have the freedom to create the next gen leaders? These are the points that count. Accreditations, are they important? Yes, they are important. But they should not take more than 10% of your time.
Right.
Or automate it as much as possible. Let you do the things right, and accreditations will automatically fall in place. This is what I do believe. You ask me, is accreditations required? Yes, for the time being they are required, but they should not be given importance as much as they are being given now. And they should be automated.
Correct. Because a lot of places where I happen to interact, people are overwhelmed with the idea that, oh, the accrediting body is coming. And we start doing certain things because they are coming, right? And of course, there are some legal compliance associated with all of that. More often than not, the core essence is forgotten, and now we are doing something for somebody, right? So if there is an institution out there who is thinking about how to think about accreditation, what would be your advice to them?
See, I would again tell the same things. Keep innovating. Keep your things keep your things right in place. Keep your basics right. Have the right faculty. See that your students are taught well. They should be real learning. See that your students are getting the right job or the right entrepreneurship space that they are getting into. If your basics are set right, accreditations will automatically happen. I don't think you have to look at accreditations and then develop your system. Please develop your system and then let the accreditations look at that.
Correct. So accreditation should be probably the byproduct of your university process.
Yes. See, all the education institutions cannot be the same. Right. There's someone who are focusing on healthcare. There's someone who are focusing on operations. There are some institutions that focuses on engineering. So you cannot have all the institutions doing the same thing. They're unique in their own space, in their own ways that they're taking things forward.
Correct.
So accreditation should be an outcome of what you're doing and not the other way around.
Correct. And also a sensitive topic, but lot of policies keep on changing every now and then. Now there are news about all accreditations coming together, and we never know what is going to happen. Is it daunting from your side when you look at all of this?
If you start looking at only the policies, you'll get stuck. But if you keep your basic right, I mean, these policies are not daunting. Yes, there's a lot of shake-up happening in the higher education system as of now. And I feel it's happening for good. AICTE or the higher education body, I think are doing the right things now, and they are putting the right things in the right place. Right. Be ready for an amazing future. Be ready for an innovative future. Be ready for a space that is going to allow you to think the way you want to think. For all the higher education institutions, just wait and watch. Things are going to only improve in this country.
Amazing.
And you have a great future coming up for higher education institutions in India.
Right. So it's the last segment where you are running your own institution. There are IIMs, there are government funded institutions, right? So of course they are doing the best that they can do. So how hard or how easy is it to run a private education institution in India? I want this unfiltered.
Let's look at it this way. One, what's an IIM? I mean, one of the best management institutions of the world, if you ask me, are the IIMs. They're doing amazing work. The type of research that they are in is only helping our country and the world. The type of graduates that they are producing are building organizations and scaling up things. ISBR also wishes to be one of such IIMs for the country. We also will wish to build such alumni that takes this country to the next level and makes us proud, and we are being able to deliver that. It is always difficult to become one of such IIMs, and because you're self-funded, everything that you do is by creating things on your own. The only government support that you can get is your policies in place. Right. So you have to create your own fund. You have to generate your own income. You have to see that you get opportunities for the government, which generally goes to such institutions which are government formed. Then you getting things in place. So what is it that I would ask is government should identify institutions like us and give us projects which we could scale up and deliver for them. Give us policy problems for us to solve, which we are now hunting and doing it with the industries. Right. If that relationship is developed between the government and institutes like us, I'm sure we are going to we are going to still be on an elevated platform than what we are today.
Right. So what I understand, because there is a lot of jargon into all this, so it is interesting, but it is difficult to run.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. And you look at IIMs as, or you look up to them.
Yes.
But it's difficult. The road is difficult.
The road is possible and challenging and quite doable is what I would say.
Right, interesting. So there is this person who wants to start for my age. I would start a management college, right? And I know very basics about higher education, very passionate about it. Like you were at your 24, right?
Correct.
So you have learned certain things in your journey. What things would you now tell me to do and not to do?
Very interesting, I think.
Or would you tell yourself
Of
the core that don't do these mistakes, you'll grow faster?
Okay. So, one, to all those who are passionate about starting an education institutions, like you have said, I would say please go ahead and explore the same. Nothing is difficult in this world. Infosys was not built in a day. Neither was ISBR built in a day. It took its own time, shape, and then you became a brand. So, what I would like to tell people is, one, keep your basics right. And what are your basics? One, see that the student gets what he or she deserves to get, and don't weigh anything above your student. Give them the best.
Okay.
I mean, even if you have to spend something out of your pocket, don't think about it. Invest in your student. And the second thing is invest in your faculty.
Right.
If these two things are taken care, I mean, on rest, all of the things will fall in place. Industry will come looking out for your students, like what is happening to ISBR now.
Nice.
And things will automatically evolve.
Amazing. Because, and last part, after so many things happening, there are two data points in front of me. One is there are lot of foreign universities setting up their campuses in India. There are roughly around 4,196 management institutions now. On the other hand, the gross enrollment ratio of our country is 33%. This means that a person who is eligible to do their bachelor's degree, only 23% students are actually able to do it. Right? So, where is it going wrong? Or what institutions should do differently?
So, I would say that this percentage is quite qualitative compared to where it was just few years back. The percentage was very bad in the past, and the percentage is improving. And if you look at it, for us to become Viksit Bharat, this percentage has to scale up.
Yes.
And we have to match the global standards. And that is happening today. People have realized the importance of higher education. People have realized that education plays a very vital role in shaping their journey forward. So, education institutions now have to move beyond examinations.
Okay.
Instead of making students ready for just answering your questions, you have to make students ready to answer the questions of improvement of life, answer the questions of improvising the life of human beings. So your whole evaluation of a student's during the time he's a student should be towards continuous evaluation and towards making practicality of knowledge. Implementing knowledge to wisdom is what you should be taking care of. And if you are able to do that, I think you will reach where you want to reach. Our higher education ratios have been improving, and they are only going to improve day by day. The new education policies that have come, they have put all things in place to see that the percentage increases.
Amazing. So to sum up all our discussions, what I've understood is that higher education is growing at a rapid pace.
100%.
You all need to catch up with the speed.
Yes.
Students also and parents have also become very aware about a lot of parameters, because I believe when I was doing my engineering, there are only two factors I considered. One is which is the best college I've heard about, and where are placements good.
Okay.
Right? But now the young kids who are opting for BTech or MBA, they're talking about so many parameters.
Exactly.
This tells us that the market is becoming more aware
Exactly.
for quality education. And I guess that is our growth. And accreditations will help a lot if taken in the right spirit.
Exactly.
Right? Any point I'm missing in this entire discussion?
Not really. What I would say is to all the students that who are watching us talking is about prepare yourselves well, keep that entrepreneurship spirit alive. See that anything that you do should have the entrepreneurial spirit in it.
Right.
And give back to the society. You don't have to wait till you reach your age of 50s or 60s and then start giving back.
Correct.
Start developing, inculcating the habit of giving back right from the age of 20, 21, 22, and then see where you reach. At ISBR, we have curated a program wherein, and we have even given credit to it, wherein a student, right at the time he's a student, in the 2 years, he has to immerse himself either in rural immersions or we have started a senior citizen school to see that student support the senior citizens of this country, and so many such initiatives. So students should take part into all such initiatives and then grow. And these are the type of students that the industry is looking at.
Right. And if you remember that student who was starting, who was confused, entrepreneurship and job. Now, last advice to his parents who are more daunted about what will my kid do. He will just do nothing in his life. What advice to the parents?
See, there was a time where parents were worried on mere bacche ko khali job chahiye, but nowadays the parents have changed. Parents are happy to see that the student or their child will figure it out on themselves. So I would suggest all the parents who are watching this program is, one, you don't have to be an authoritative parent. You have to be a supportive parent. Be a mentor to your ward. Keep your boundaries right, and see that you set the sanskars right. And then let your son or daughter do what he or she wants to do. And keep changing mentors for them as they move along their life. And if this happens, I'm sure that India is going to give great leaders to the world.
Indeed, great. Thank you, sir. We had a lot of structured questions, but I'm sure this just went very candid. Thanks a lot for giving your time.
And Shubham, you are doing a great work. We are so happy to be a partner with you, and keep helping the higher education institutions to streamline what they are doing. It's very necessary that in the whole accreditation system, the stakeholders spend less time on accreditation things and they spend time with the students. So companies like you can help them do it.
Yes, and definitely. Such things give me more confidence, more energy to go back and do all the operation stuff.
You have an amazing team. I have met your team members, and you are lucky to have such people onboarded with you. So all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Thank you.
And all the best. Thank you.